These are the top 5 best farms in Minecraft Bedrock Edition that you need to build. Infinite XP, iron, lava or obsidian, way too much bone meal, and gold. This list isn't in any specific order, but I'd highly recommend building all of these farms because they make life so much more enjoyable. And as well, if you want to download any of the farms that you see in this video today, you can find a link to the world download down in the description. With that out of the way, let's start off with the best XP farm in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This thing will give you well over 50 levels in 1 minute of using it. And let's be honest, we all hate not having enough XP. This is an absolute must in your world. I mean, look at this thing, it's insane. So to build this farm, the first thing you want to do is dig 3 blocks down into the ground, placing down a piece of sand, and we want to place a cactus, but to do that, we're going to have to break all 4 of those blocks, place down a cactus, and then a composter on top. Then taking any type of solid block, make sure this isn't any of the blocks that you're seeing on your screen right now. Place 1 right there, 2 to that side, and then 2 to that side, just like that. From here, going to any side of this build, dig down 1, 2, 3 blocks, wait for it to turn nighttime, lead a zombie over to this hole, punch him in, put a name tag on him so he doesn't despawn, and then cover him up with some sort of solid block. Now that you've got that zombie down there, any armadillos nearby are going to curl up into their shell, so they're going to take way less damage. They actually won't be able to die. So now what you can do is grab all of your armadillos, put them inside of a minecart track that's leading up towards this composter, break it, and they should fall in. If they don't fall in, just get them back inside that minecart, make sure it's pushed all the way over the composter. There you go, he's now gonna fall in, he's taking damage, but he will not ever die. And then you can repeat that for every armadillo that you have. On lower end devices, I'd recommend closer to 2 armadillos, but obviously the more you have, the more XP you're gonna get. The next thing you wanna do for this farm is go to this block right here and place down a fence, and then take a bucket of water and place it over top of that composter. Then on this block right here, you wanna place down 1, followed by 2 more blocks, so you have 3 right there, 3 more blocks, and then 3 more blocks, so you have a nice little 3x3 square. And then coming around here to the back on either one of these 2 blocks, doesn't matter which one, place down another solid block. Now on that block, place down a lever. Looking in this direction, place down a redstone comparator and then right click it so that torch is on. Place down 3 pieces of redstone in a circle and then 1 more right there. Then come over top of this fence, place down a trap door, and anytime you flick that lever, this should now be going up and down super fast, just like that. Now from here, place down a temporary block on top of there, followed by a trident on this edge of the block. Break the block, it should fall into the trapdoor, and anytime you activate this, you want that trident to fall down. Now, as you can see, my trident didn't fall, so what you're gonna wanna do is stop that, grab your trident, rotate the trapdoor, and then try it again. So I'm gonna do this, try it, and there you go. Now the trident is falling down, so this is how you want it to look. Now, all you have to do is throw an infestation potion right there. As you can see, a ton of silverfish are now flowing out of this farm, and we're able to collect all of the XP. The next farm up on this list is the iron farm. Now, iron is used in so many things in the game, and yet we never seem to have enough of it. If that's an issue for you, this farm is absolutely perfect. You literally just stand here, the iron golems spawn, die to the lava, and then all of the drops go down into this chest. The first thing I'm gonna have you guys do for this iron farm is dig out a 5x5 square in the ground. And then once you've done that, dig it down another 7 blocks, so it's a total of 5x5x8 blocks deep. Now, once you're done with that, on any one of the sides, doesn't matter which one, place down 10 blocks like that, and then turn to the other side and place down another 10 blocks. Then what I'm gonna have you guys do is grab all of your beds. You wanna place 5 beds on the top here, and then break these blocks down here and place 5 more beds on the bottom, and then repeat that same process over on the other side. So you should now have 20 beds placed down here. Then take any block that you want, doesn't matter, and place 10 of them there, filling up that area. Then place 1 block in the middle, 4 blocks in all of the corners, and then on this middle block, you wanna place down a torch. Now grab all of your workstations. I'm using fletching tables, but you can use whatever you want, and place all of them down here so you now have 20 beds and 20 workstations. And the final thing we have to do is get 20 villagers down inside of this area. But don't worry, this process is way easier than you think. All you need to do is get 2 villagers in a boat near the farm, break the boat, and then just kind of push these guys into the farm. Now that you have 2 of them down there, you can either take a bunch of bread, carrots, or potatoes, throw it onto them, and they're going to start to breed until there's 20 villagers. Now, while you wait for your villagers to breed, make sure that any babies you have are grown up before you start to use the farm. And as well, these green jacket guys, the nitwit villagers, are not going to work. So you should now have all 20 villagers down there with the same profession as the workstation that you placed down. And now, taking any type of block, make a nice roof over top of their heads. Now, once you're done with that, you should have 2 dirt blocks up here at the top. Going to any one of the sides, doesn't matter which one, break one of the blocks and then place a hopper leading into that block right there. Now, if you don't want cats spawning, sometimes cats spawn and they get pretty annoying, place a campfire on top of that, and then also break both of those blocks and place more hoppers leading into those ones. Then from there, turn around and place down a bucket of water right there, and this is going to push all of the iron golems over top of this area. Now, from here, go over to where your hoppers were, break down all of these blocks until you can see the prong in the hopper, and then place down one, or I'd recommend placing down a double chest down there with either a transparent block or an upside down stair. So from this side, you can see it's solid, but you can still open up the chest, and then any type of block on top of there. So this is the collection system done. Now taking a bunch of leaves or slabs, place them all the way around the top up here, just to make sure that all of the iron golems do indeed spawn in the farm. Now, once you're done with that, coming over to where this campfire or the hoppers are, place down 1 sign on that block right. Let me get rid of that. 1 sign right there, 1 sign right there, and then hop over here and place down a sign right there with a bucket of lava in the corner. And this is what's actually going to kill the iron golems. And there you go. The iron farm is done. Now, all you have to do is wait here. The iron golem spawns in, dives to the lava, and all of the drops go down into this chest. I'm sure most of you guys know about this contraption that drips lava through the dripstone into the cauldron. Free infinite lava, but is way too slow. I bet you didn't know that if water gets dried by a sponge over top of this cauldron, it instantly fills up the lava bucket. So you can set something up like this, and boom, there you go. You can now get infinite lava super quickly, and this design is so easy. And if you want to take it a step further and get infinite obsidian, then you can set something up that looks like this. You run this, collect the lava, the buckets then go down into here, you break the obsidian, and it all goes down into this chest. So whether you need infinite obsidian or way too much lava, this simple design is perfect for you. Now, before building this farm, you are going to have to be in some sort of warm biome like a savanna or a desert, so the sponge can actually dry itself instantly and the farm can keep going forever. Otherwise, you'll need a bunch of sponges, and that's really annoying. So savanna or desert biome. Now, once you've done that, break a block in the ground and place down your cauldron. And then on top of this, place down 2 temporary blocks, 1 solid block on top, and then place a dripstone on the bottom of that solid block. Then come back up on top of this solid block and make a nice little ring above it, just like that, and then place a bucket of lava in the center. All right, so we've got this main part built. Let's now build the thing that's going to speed up this process, because this is way too slow. First of all, to any one of the sides, doesn't matter which one, place down a sponge right there. Then off of that sponge, place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks, 1 block on the end, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks back. Then come all the way down here to the end, place down a bucket of water, and there you go. Now, every time you collect this, it's now going to be filled up with another bucket of lava. Very simple. Now, since you might not want this running all the time, what you can also do is take a sticky piston. Oh, actually face it downwards. Don't face it to the side. Face it downwards. You can then place a block on the bottom and then a lever on that sticky piston, and this is now your on-off switch. And there you go. It's that simple. All you need to do is take your buckets, right-click on the lava, and there you go. You can now get infinite lava. Now, if you want more than just infinite lava and you also want to get infinite obsidian, you can build this really small design right here. There's a link up to the full video. It's going to be a lot more detailed than what I can explain in here. If you want obsidian, make sure to check that out. Next up on the list, we have a very easy bone meal farm. that will literally give you over 7,000 bone meal and way too much fish every hour that you use the farm. And it's literally just a big square with water. This thing does not get easier, and it will give you more bone meal than you could ever need in your whole life. So first things first, this farm does need to be built in a mangrove swamp, and as well, make sure you're building it below Y level 64, otherwise the farm just isn't gonna work. Once you've gotten your mangrove swamp, you're gonna wanna find the flattest area possible, and then start off by mapping out a 20 by 20 area. So once you have that whole area mapped out, a 20 by 20 square, what you wanna do is clear all of these blocks that are inside and above that ring. And as well, you're gonna wanna make sure that every block inside is a flat mud block. All right, so you now have this large 20 by 20 square, full mud on the ground and nothing above you. That's exactly what we want. We now need to kill all of the fish via a trident killer in the middle. So for this, go to any one of the corners, doesn't matter which one, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then on this 9th block right here, break that, along with 3 more blocks, so you have a 2 by 2 square, and then take this down 2 more blocks, so it is now 2 by 2 by 3 blocks deep. Then from there, break out 1 more block to all of the sides, so you have a nice little 4 by 4 area. Now, once you've got that hole, drop down into the middle, and around these 4 blocks, place a piston, turn and place a piston, turn and place a piston, and turn and place a piston, so it now looks like this. Now, taking all of your droppers, not dispensers, make sure they're droppers, place one down on that block so the face is facing in this direction, and once again, do that for all 4 of the sides, and then do the exact same thing with the observers. So crouch, place one down right there so that the redstone dot is facing towards me like this, and you can see that the fat end of the arrow is towards this guy. And once again, you want to repeat that for all 4 of those sides. Now as well, what you want to do underneath here, you want to fill in all of these blocks with any type of block, doesn't matter what it is. And then as well, take 4 blocks and, oh, not up there, place them all in front of this observer just like that. And then take a bunch of mud and top this entire thing off. There we go. Now, as for the collection system, come to any side of this hole, doesn't matter which one, skip over 1 block and then break down 1, 2, 3 blocks right there. And then on that 4th block, you want to place down a chest. Then come over to the inside here, and you also want to break both of those blocks, and then place 1, 2 hoppers leading into that chest. Now as well, I'd highly recommend making this chest a double chest because of how high the rates are for this farm. And as well, just to make sure no fish are able to swim into here, you can place a trap door. And there you go. That's how you collect all of the loot. Once you're done with that, take a lever and place it over top of any one of these corners, doesn't matter which one. And then as well, take a trident and throw it onto one of those pistons. And whenever you flick that lever, once it's going to do that, twice, and there you go. This is now your working trident killer. Now, one of the last things we have to do is fill this entire thing up with a solid sheet of water, which is a lot easier than you think. All you need to do is cover up this middle area and then make yourself a nice little water source off to the side. Take a bucket, place it in the corner, take a bucket, place it in that corner, all the way down to the other end, and you should now have a solid sheet of water. Then all you need to do is come back here, break all of these blocks, and as you can see, a bunch of fish are now already starting to spawn. They're gonna swim towards this center trident killer, die, and we're gonna be able to collect all of the bone meal. Now, the final thing we need to do for this farm is get the AFK location, which is gonna be 25 blocks into the air. And if you're wondering, that's around Y level 89. Now, once you get all the way up here, looking down, you can see a bunch of fish are spawning in, swimming towards that center and dying to the trident killer. Now, the final farm on today's list is this overpowered gold XP farm. This will give you so much XP and way more gold than you could ever need to use. Now, this design here is one of the more simple designs as it only has 1 portal. However, if you want the best design in the game with multiple portals, auto sorting, and everything else built in, then click the link in the top right of your video right now. Either way though, this design is still very strong and can produce a ton of gold every hour that you use it. All right, so let's start off simple and build the trident killer. The first thing for this is placing down a piston like that, turn and place a piston, turn and place a piston, and turn and place a piston. Then taking your 4 observers, you want to place 1 like that so the arrow is facing into the piston, and the face is facing in this direction. And then once again, repeat that for all 4 of the sides. Take 4 redstone torches and place them on the side of the pistons, just like this. And then finally go to whichever side you want the front to be. So I'm gonna have this be my front, and then place a lever on the piston. And this is how you turn the Trident Killer on and off. So there you go. Now, as for the collection system, break the 2 blocks underneath of that lever, place down a double chest right there, and then break that block, place a hopper leading into that chest, and then throw down a trident onto one of the pistons. And there you go, your Trident Killer and chest collection system is done. Now that you're done with that, we're gonna build the drop chamber. So go on top of this Trident Killer and build up 10 blocks. Now this can be any material that you want. I'm just gonna use glass because I think it looks the nicest. Now that you've got that drop chamber built, we need to do a little test with a sunflower. So hop down here to the bottom. What I want you guys to do is just place down the sunflower. Now look in the direction that it's facing. So it's facing this way, and then turn to the right. This is the side that the zombie piglins are going to be spawning on. And what I mean by that, as you can see facing to the right side, if we come up here to this portal, all of the zombie piglin are spawning on this side. So that's why it's important to do this test. Now, whether you understood that or not, that's okay. I'm going to make this very simple for you. Look forward on your sunflower, and since they're spawning on the right, you want to go to the left. So go to the sunflower, look in the direction, look left, and then go to that side of your drop chamber, and you now want to place down 23 obsidian blocks. So I'm going to do 11 in one direction and 12 the other way. Now that you're done with that, go 22 blocks into the air, so it's a total of 23 blocks tall, and then finish it off so you have a large 23 by 23 portal. Now that you've got this large portal built, come back to your drop chamber and go to your shorter side. So I did 11 blocks this way and 12 blocks that way. So go to the 11 block side, break down both of those, and then count out 1 block. Then come over to this side, break that down as well, and then extend that out 2 blocks. Then you want to go up 1, and then just continue this all the way until you reach the end of your obsidian, and then place down 4 blocks like that. Then do the exact same thing on this side, so count up 1 block, and then go all the way until you reach the other side, and then place down 4 pieces of solid block right there. Now from there, continue these walls all the way around that path that we just made. And as well, don't forget about placing blocks down here as well, otherwise the water is going to be able to flow out, which by the way is exactly what we're going to place down right now. So take 2 buckets of water, place it on that side, and this should perfectly flow down and then into the Trident Killer. And you want to do the same thing over here, place down 2 buckets of water. Then take a bunch of fence gates or signs, doesn't matter which one, and you want to place them over top of that. And if they're fence gates, you're going to have to open them up. And there you go. Now all of the zombie piglins are going to fall into here, be pushed by the water, and then be pushed down into our Trident Killer. All right, with all of that, let's work on lighting the portal now, and then we can get to breaking it, which both of these processes are pretty easy to do. So come up to either one of these 2 corners, doesn't matter which side you do, but just go on the opposite side of the water. So over here, count up 1, 2, and on that 3rd block right there, go out 1 block, just like that. Now taking a bunch of observers, you want to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 observers, so all of the arrows are facing in the same direction, and then break that block right there and place a 6th one facing in the opposite direction. And there you go. Now all of these redstone dots should be going off. Now towards the portal, in front of all of these 5 here, place down any solid non-flammable block, as well as 5 trapdoors facing in that direction, and then open up all of those. Now from here, place down 4 blocks on that side, and then come over here and you also want to place down 4 blocks on that side, and then just make a nice little wall over here. So there you go. You should now have a little area that looks like this. Now from here, take a bucket of lava and place it on that middle observer, and then taking that same non-flammable solid block, place it over the trapdoor, and you can now see that this has lit, and every time I break it, it's going to be relit. Now 2 very important things. First of all, do not place blocks over top of the lava, otherwise it's not going to work. And as well, when you go into your settings and scroll down, make sure that your fire spreads is turned on. So there you go. We're now lighting the portal. As you can see, I've already gotten some zombie piglin to spawn, and we're now going to work on breaking the portal. And if you're wondering, that's how this farm works. It's broken, lit, over and over and over, and that's how the zombie piglins spawn. So come all the way over here to this side, directly underneath of the portal, and then go backwards 1. What you want to do is place down a block with a redstone torch, and then a block and a redstone torch, and continue this until you have 8 redstone torches on top of each other. 7 and 8. There you go, and this last one should be turned off. Now drop all the way back down here to the bottom, and underneath of this block, place down a piece of redstone. Looking towards this, place down a repeater, a solid block, a lever on the front of that, sorry, and then break both of those blocks and place a redstone torch. There you go. This is now going in a circuit. You can come up here. You can see this redstone torch is doing the same thing, but for now, we're going to turn that off. Now come back over to how we're lighting the portal and temporarily get rid of that lava, and then break one of your pieces of obsidian and replace it so the portal is gone. The reason we do that is because you need to come over to this top redstone torch, place a dispenser on the side of it facing towards the portal, and then put not water, but a bucket of powdered snow inside of there. And then what you can do is come back over here and replace your lava. So there you go. Your portal should be relit. And now every time you come down here and flick this lever, that powdered snow gets dispensed out, breaks the portal, it's relit by that over there, and now a ton of zombie piglin are gonna start to come out of this farm. Now all you have to do is stand down here, turn on the trident killer, and hold out a looting 3 sword for better rates. And as you can see, I'm collecting the XP through the pistons, and all of the drops are going down inside of this chest. So there you go, the 5 best farms in Minecraft Bedrock Edition. Once again, if you want to download any of the worlds that you saw me playing on here, you can find a link to that all down in the description, as well as the full tutorials to any of these videos. Leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. BlazedMC out.